John, who's one of our members, and we're pleased and honored to have him bring just a portion of his Haeger pieces here tonight, some big ones. So without further ado, here's John.
Thank you. I'm not going to get really into the history of Haeger. This is more like a show and tell also. I wouldn't call myself an expert, at least I don't have all the dates memorized, that kind of stuff. So, again, it's just it will be mostly show and tell here today. What I will give you is out of the book here. The company was founded in 1871 by David Haeger. And in 1900, Edmund Haeger, his son, assumed leadership. But the company's about 141 years old, and they're still in business. They're still making pottery. Not many pottery companies can say that. Their first piece of artwork, which leads into what you see here, was made in 1914. I believe it was just a small vase, a pair of vases they call Adam and Eve. 1934, they exhibited in the World's Fair. I don't know how many you know, I'm sure many of you do know. 1934 was the year of the Art Deco look for the World's Fair in Chicago. And they built an actual working pottery factory at the World's Fair where they were selling their wares. And they also had, just to compare, they also had, I can't remember her name now, but it was Indian pottery, doing handmade pottery. Maria? Say it out loud. Help me out here. So, Joseph Estes was in 1935 was named vice president, general manager. Joseph Estes, he was a brother-in-law, and he's actually very influential in starting Haeger into this kind of stuff, really pushing them into what at that time was a real modern look for them. Let me check. In 1946, the pottery celebrated its 75th anniversary. But the book in here. I think what's really for Haeger collectors were milestones for us was in 1938 they hired a designer, self-taught artist named Royal Hickman. How many of you know the name Royal Hickman? Okay. Self-taught artist. He worked at the time before he was hired at Haeger, he was working in California, did a line of pottery called Gray Art that's really rare. People are still trying to find it out there. Very Art Deco, very Art Nouveau in style. And what was interesting, when he got hired by Haeger, they bought over 300 of his molds. And that really was the beginning of the Royal Haeger line. Before that, they were called Haeger Pottery. And when they brought in Royal Haeger, Joseph Estes, I believe that's who the Haeger person that was involved with starting the line. But anyhow, they wanted something more prestigious than just their Haeger pottery, their vases, that kind of stuff. So they decided to add the name Royal to the name Haeger. Now a lot of people think Royal Hickman, Royal Haeger, they took his first name, added it to Haeger Pottery, but they didn't. Haeger would tell you that no, that we wanted something that sounded prestigious. It just coincidence that Royal Haeger was actually the artist that started. Now he actually wasn't with them very long. He was with them up until the early 40s, I think like 1943, where he quit because at that time during the war, materials were real hard to come by, and he was frustrated that Haeger wasn't really able to produce his designs as quick as he wanted his designs to be produced. So he left the company to go off to, I know he went to Tennessee, he went to Florida, started new companies down there. So his tenure was quite short, but because of his 300 designs, and I'm sure he did many sketches beyond that, his legacy lived on years and years after he left. And what makes it hard for Haeger collectors like us, we can't tell what's his or somebody else's design because they just continue to make them. What did make it easy when he was there I don't know if I have any pieces that have his name on it. His name would appear on the bottom of the pieces. Yeah, this one here. So it says Roald Haeger by Roald Haeger. So if you see these, you know you've got the piece that is probably 1938 to before he left in 1943 or 44. And after that, after he did leave, they started taking his name off the molds. So you will see pieces that have his name on it. You'll see an identical piece that won't have his name on it. So you can sort of assume that was after 1940 something.
Does that add value, John? The fact that it-
I think it does. Yeah, I know there's people out there who like collecting royal pieces.
Right.
Myself, I just like anything Haeger.
Right.
But yeah, I think it does add some value. Well, certainly it opens it up to a little larger market. So if it's not just a Haeger collector, you also can get somebody that likes Royal Haeger also. Back in the early days of collecting for eBay, it surely went big.
Right.
We all know eBay came in and has suppressive prices. I just like, again, I want to talk about why I collect Haeger pottery. And this is actually the first piece of Haeger I ever picked up. No, I've bought and sold this many times, but this is the first design that started me collecting Haeger pottery. And that was in the late 80s. I wanted to collect something that was Art Deco in design. At the time, I realized Art Deco glass, plastic, silver was too expensive for my wallet. So I wanted to find something I could afford. And I found this vase at an antique store in Rockford, covered with felt. Bought it, it was $30. So I thought, hey, I can afford $30. It sort of has an Art Deco look, so I bought it. Took it home, like many of us have done. That act of discovery. Tore off the felt, and that's when I found Haeger Pottery in there. Luckily, just about that time, this book was published. This is the first book on Royal Haeger Pottery. So you can find these on eBay. This is a nice way to start collecting Haeger pottery. Anyway, I found this book, opened it up, and found many of the designs you see right here right now. And what was sort of funny, the ladies, Lee Garman and Doris Frizzell, both women who aren't with us anymore, who started really this book collecting craze of Haeger pottery, craze for people like me. They made one big mistake though. If you look in here, the prices on some of this stuff are $10, $8, $15, $20. And I saw that and I thought, oh, well, I can afford that easy, you know. We all got a laugh out of it at one of our conventions when I met these two ladies, because a couple years after that, these prices didn't hold water at all. You know, prices were 30, 40, 50, and bucks, $100. That's the kind of prices you can see. But what intrigues me most about Haeger pottery is I like the late stuff from the 40s and the stuff from the 50s. When they got out of that war era, and they really just started to produce things that were just crazy looking, you know, or whimsical and fun, big, audacious. And what I like too is their ads. I have a lot of ads up here, so if you get time, come up here and look at these. When I did the first art pottery show here in Madison, somebody had a bunch of these ads from the Gifted Art Pottery magazine. Great resource for collectors. And the person had a ton of these, and I bought everything he had. And this led me on my quest to find many of these pieces that are in these ads. And that's why I wanted you to see this today. This lamp I thought was just amazing. I don't know if people can see that. And I couldn't wait to find that. Well, years later, I finally found that lamp, which is monumental, you know, just crazy, weird things. Yeah, these are flying geese. Wow. Yeah.
Seashells.
Yeah, no, I thought they were she's. I can't see it. That's what I thought they were also, until I finally bought it and then realized I was like, oh, this is a goose's head, his tail, and these are the wings.
So what is the price value on that?
Well, nowadays it's hard to say because prices are suppressed. I mean, $250. I mean, these are hard to find, really hard to find. So I wouldn't let that go for anything less than that.
Where did you find that one?
This was, I think on Craigslist years ago. And the guy